Welcome back to the Writer's Life, the place where you get the sights, sounds, smells of my personal writer's life, my very exciting writer's life. You also get the truth about the industry, about what it's like to live and survive as a writer, traveler, eater, drinker, all that kind of good stuff. Coming to you from the Vatican today. Before I get started, I'd really like to ask you guys to subscribe and to hit that like button. I've noticed since I've started asking at the beginning of the videos that I got like 25 new subscribers like right off the bat, so thank you for that. And it put me over the 100 mark. Seems kind of weird talking about this stuff in the Vatican, but anyway, be that as it may. But this, I've been in Europe and Italy for a month now, I think exactly, and I'm flying back tomorrow. So I thought I would talk about how I would go back to the topic of travel and COVID, and now that I've been away for a month and in many cases out of my comfort zone, like what kind of effect did COVID have on me that I didn't even realize it was having said effect on me? Because there's no question it changed me during that year and almost a half that I was made to stay home, and just basically we stayed indoors, right? We went out for food, occasionally you'd go out for a beer maybe. That was about it. I even set up a gym at home because I couldn't go to the gym. So what I discovered in this past month is that I developed some really, really bad, if not bizarre, habits that I didn't even realize I was developing. For instance, I really, really got into a rut, a comfortable rut, where like everything had to happen at a certain moment of each day, and if I veered from that, I was off somehow. And when I came here, when I started traveling again, obviously you can't do what you want when you want it. A lot of the time you have to, if the plane's late, the plane's late. If a taxi isn't coming by, it's not coming by, all that sort of stuff. If you're not feeling well, whatever. And also from like an emotional, even a psychological point of view, I found myself like for at least the first couple of weeks, and to some extent this is still true, like I was sweating the small stuff, like I don't know, like how's my COVID test gonna go? Where can I get tested? What if it's negative? I was just sweating all this stuff that I shouldn't even be sweating, right? Like, is my flight gonna be canceled? You wouldn't believe like the little anxieties that that had begun to plague me, and I know it's because I spent a year and a half at home adhering to a tight schedule. And like one can only wonder that, like, for sure the COVID thing was real. I had it. I thought I was going to die from it. But if the stay-at-home thing was just like sort of like when history is written, if it ends up being that this was not, to shut people off socially and to keep them home was not the way to do this, if that's the way it ends up, I would not be surprised, because this experiment, and by the way, I got a ton of writing done. I wrote almost a whole novel. I wrote about almost 30 short articles. I produced a ton of videos, so it's been very productive. But then again, I was always productive during the shutdown too, so I was lucky like that. But if they discover in the end that these shutdowns were a mistake, I could definitely see why, because psychologically it took its toll. And it took me traveling, 4,500 miles away or more in order to break a lot of these bad habits and to get over these anxieties and things like that. So tomorrow I fly back. I'm home for 10 weeks, and then I take off again, this time to more exotic lands. And I think it's important to get yourself out of that comfort zone, and you got to force yourself to do it. You don't have to fly across an ocean in order to do it, but just figure out, sort of take toll of where you're at in life right now at the end of these lockdowns. And if you find yourself in a rut, get out of it. Do your best to get out of it. All right, I've rambled too long because it's so hot. Talk about being out of your comfort zone. But this is a special place. I've been to the Vatican many times, St. Peter's Basilica. Really special place. The Pope lives up there. See those two open windows? That's where can you see him? I don't know if I'm getting him in the shot, but that's where he does his thing. He probably watches Netflix. Bet she does. All right. I'll see you probably from the airport tomorrow and or on the flight. Ciao, ciao.